This is episode 89 of the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. In this episode, JK and I talk about his race in Taipei the past weekend. Then we follow it up with a little discussion on Washington, DC coming up this coming weekend, the first regional of the season. And then we talk a little bit about the CrossFit Open in 26.1 and what we think 26.2 might be. Let's make hybrid fitness work for you. How's it going today, JK?
I'm well, thank you, Mr. Crosini. Now, I think Zoom has changed their speaker, or that was a lady this time. I'm pretty sure it's been a guy in the background. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, the thing that says recording in progress?
Your voice is being recorded. That was like a different voice. Anyway.
Mine's always been a lady. Maybe it's in the settings.
Have you changed AI ladies on me, have you?
No, I haven't changed. I haven't touched any of the settings. Hey, it's always been a lady for me, so I'm wondering if it's on your side. Did you change your settings?
Maybe it is. But anyway, I'm well, thank you, Anthony. It's what is it? Thursday morning my time, Wednesday midday for you. I'm assuming you're gearing up for this weekend coming, the DC Major, mate. How's things with you?
Yeah, it's good. I am, yes, gearing up. It's a lot of work the week before the majors for me because I got to get a lot done before I fly out, especially ones that I'm going to. And it's a regional, so it's basically a major, but only for 1/3 of the earth, which is the Americas, right? So.
It's going to be exciting. The first regional out of the three, so I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. Before we get into that, because I do have a couple notes on it that we can talk about later. Today, guys, we're going to talk first off about how your race in Taipei went, because you just went there. So I wanted to get a little bit of insight to everyone for how you felt, how you raced. And then we'll go a little bit about DC. We're not going to spend too much time on DC. I think there's a lot of other areas that cover that, but I would like to give people their due there. I'll give you guys a little bit of update about my neck nerve thing. I did have somebody write a comment in and ask, thinking they had a similar issue. So I'll give an update to that. And then we didn't talk about it last time, but the CrossFit Open is happening right now. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And then one topic, I don't know if we'll get to it today, but I decided, since we had questions about it and I had other people asking me, I want to do a podcast about VO2 max. And so, because we obviously talk a lot about training threshold. And so how does VO2 max fall into that? Because that's kind of the stat that everybody's like, well, what's your VO2? Like, they ask and they think it's a measure of fitness and everything. So I'm just going to give probably not a comprehensive view, but I want to give what mine and want to know what your comprehension of VO2 max is, and is it useful, what we use it for, and just opinion about how it's used in fitness and in performance.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's funny because I don't think we've discussed it probably lightly, Anthony, but not in depth. So if we don't get around to it today, yeah, I'm excited to chat about it.
Yeah, we might touch on it today, but it's probably a full episode in itself, which means that it's probably going to be the next one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
And maybe we can even title it the way that we title the threshold ones, how to use VO2 max in hybrid fitness training or something.
Yep.
Or VO2 max training for HYROX. But we'll leave that more structured, but we'll give a brief overview of it maybe at the end of this episode.
Yeah. That sounds good to
Okay.
me.
So I want to start with Taipei. Um, you went and ran Taipei this weekend with Matt Slee. You guys did it because you needed to get a time in to qualify you for the APAC regional in Brisbane that's in about 5 or 6 weeks, right? So
Yep.
I think what's important here is that you guys went and ran that. You guys had a great time. We'll talk about that. You also decided the following day to follow it up with a doubles open race. And I'm wondering, we'll talk about why you did that. I just want your perspective on why you did the doubles open race because it had to have been something personal or something just for you guys because it served no, it doesn't get you points. It doesn't get you like a time for anything. Like there was no elite reason to do it for the elite racing. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
want to point out why elite athletes would want to run an open race or would want to run a different division.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah,
start
for
with
sure.
your pro doubles race though. How'd that go?
Well, yeah, it was fantastic. It was probably, I guess, the result was the best that we could have asked for. We ran super well together. We ended up with a 50-minute and 50-second pro doubles time on Saturday evening. So it was fantastic. And just to give you even more perspective, Matt and I have never ran together. I actually coach Matt. He lives, 10 minutes down the road from me, but we actually barely actually we have never properly trained together, and that's just because we're both very um, we enjoy our own training, and he does as much as I do, and he's on a different path as I am in terms of like what we need to focus on, etc., etc., etc. So Saturday night was actually the first time that we've actually ran together. And I said this to someone afterwards. Yeah, it was Jess Petro who was over there with us. Uh, it right from the word go, it was as if we had ran um, together. We were very in sync with each other. It was just natural, which was fantastic. So um, the fascinating part of the actual race was that I knew that Matt's come from a background of pro triathlon, and also he was a pro cyclist. And I actually got to know Matt and his kind of like background of elite sport a lot more on the weekend, just because we had a lot more time together. To a point where he's actually traveled to Europe in a pro cycling team to get ready for the Tour de France and stuff before. He's never ran the cycled the Tour de France, but he was in the mix. He's raced people alongside like Mark Cavendish before in pro cycling. So I didn't realize how actual professional he has been in other sports until this weekend. So no wonder why he was able to produce what he did with respect to the race on the weekend. I said this to Anthony. No joke. Matt was 10 meters in front of me on the race. On the run most of the time, which is like I look back now and I'm like that was probably perfect for me personally because I had something to hunt down or someone to hunt down, and but that gives you perspective on how fit Matt is with respect to his running. So so yeah, no, I absolutely loved running with him. Um, and yeah, we ended up securing that time of 50-50. Not only that, it secures us for the Brisbane regional, of course, but looking long term, it secures us. Well, it we got 105 points on the weekend, which is fantastic for next season, because we're going to be racing together next season, moving forward, due to the fact that we've got to be with the same nationality. Sorry, our partner has to be from the same nationality. So all in all, like the pro doubles on Saturday afternoon couldn't have gone, I guess, any better. And even better now, we've got data to understand what we need to work on moving forward. So that was great. And then, of course, like Anthony, you kind of nailed it. We decided about a week or two before Taipei that, you know what, we're gonna why don't we do another race together on the Sunday? And yeah, that was more personal, as you said. It was more, well, we're not going to get points. There's no reward from it, or external reward from it. The reason for that was solely to make the most of the trip, um, and also get another race together under the belt before Brisbane. It was as simple as that. It didn't matter that it was an open race to me, and it's fascinating. I've learned more now due to the fact that I've done an open. That was my first open race ever, by the way, and I've learned now that the actual race itself isn't that different. I mean, it's not. It's yeah. You still got to do the length of each movement. You've still got to perform the actual race at hand. Yeah, the load of some of the stations are a little less, but you've still got to do the reps. So we finished the open doubles together in 49:26. 49:26. So yeah, it was just to go out and once again. Um, I think the mindset from my end, because I suggested it to Matt 2 weeks prior, it was more like, okay, we are flying 10 hours overseas for a race. Why don't we treat this weekend more of like a race training race training stimulus 2 days, if that made sense. Meaning, I personally wanted to make sure that I'm getting as much race stimulus as possible within those 48 hours that we're in Taipei, rather than just doing one, you know. So, and to be frank, like that open race allowed us to understand, hey, like we were able to pretty much run in terms of the running exactly the same as the the pro doubles the previous night, but obviously do a little bit faster on a few of the stations. So it allowed us to pretty much get, let's just say, like in my head, I was thinking, okay, that's sick. Like we did 16 kilometers of running at, I think it ended up being 325, 326 pace. So, you know, on the, like when I was thinking about reasoning for this open race, it was like, no, let's bank up some volume at race intensity. So there you have it. You know, love the weekend, and I think I've said this before. Like, I love racing in Asia. There's something about the Asian community, the HYROX Asian community over there. It's just very happy and friendly, and you know, like it's a great community to be a part of. So, so yeah, we're very excited for Brisbane coming up together.
That's awesome. Uh, so, a few things you said there. Your run splits. Do you think you ran faster, run plus rock zone in the pro or in the open?
I think we ran faster in the pro.
Okay. And that's just because it was the first race. You think you would have ran faster in whatever race was first?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah.
You guys are 6 seconds faster with your run plus rock zone in the pro than you were in the open.
Right.
So
There
you
you
were
go.
run plus rock zone average split of 324.7 kilometers in the pro, 325.4 per kilometer in the open.
Yeah.
So you guys are fine. 29:41 in the pro, 29:47 in the open.
There you go. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so you guys were you gained your minute and a half basically all in the stations in the
In the
open, which
stations.
makes sense. It's, there's lighter sleds, lighter sandbag, lighter farmer carry, lighter wall ball.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
else is kind of the same though. So I think it was a good idea to practice it. And I think it was a good idea to do it simply because the doubles race is always the second day, right?
Yeah.
It's always going to be the second day. So your second race might be more indicative of what it's going to feel like when you guys are actually competing. Because you guys are both doing the pro or the Elite 15 solo in Brisbane, and you're both doing doubles now in Brisbane. So
Exactly.
it's that second race that you're going to actually have that good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Correct.
what I want to get out of this is you guys are different types of runners. You said Matt Lee's pretty quick. He obviously has that biking background, and you're different styles of running. Your cadence between you guys in terms of your foot speed is different. So, how'd you find running with somebody with a different style of running the race?
Well, I'll give you like a bit of a background story, listeners. Straight after the race or thereabouts, like I messaged Anthony because he just wanted to know, check in how it went. And my first response was like, oh my God, Matt's so fast, pretty much. Meaning it felt as if I was like my foot speed was not up to scratch. Um, I felt as if um, my turnover wasn't as fast as what I thought it was going to be with him. So it was a bit of a like, oh, okay, cool. Like, not cool, but it was like, you know, interesting to know that. And obviously, Anthony, had a bit of a quick discussion about that. And as you said, like everyone is different. Like Matt's come from a very power driven background as such. So um, he has a natural cadence that is higher than others. And not just, let's just not call it cadence. He's just got a natural like ability to produce power. Um, but yeah, like I still remember during the pro doubles race on the Saturday being like, oh my God, James, like turn over quicker, you know? But here's the thing, like that's just me being a little fairly harsh on myself. And I know that now. We still together, as you just said, ran 320, 324 on the Saturday and then 325s on Sunday collectively. Um, Matt was 10 meters ahead of me most of the runs, but that's perfect in my eyes. To really try to really well that really tried to string me along in such a good way. So um, as we kind of discussed and you kind of like reiterated to me, like it's nothing necessarily, um, it's nothing to really be be kind of, yeah, like it's not a problem. It's just something to be mindful of.
Yeah, that's exactly. Do you think you'll take anything from these doubles races to apply to your solo?
Um, like I always think that it's great to run just like the ability to say that I've ran another race that is like, or two races now that are like in and around that 50 minute mark is just like, it's just really, it's just like really um, uh, nice to know that once again. Like, and sorry, what I'm trying to say there, like for Matt, I'll give you an example for Matt, and he's the first one to say this to me on the weekend before Saturday night, the pro race. He's such a humble human being that he said to me like he has no right to say that he's ready to kind of produce what he ended up doing because the only thing that he's known is a 57-minute solo race. His pro PB is a 57-minute solo pro. So long story short, before the pro doubles on the weekend, he was like, he's got no idea. And he even said he looks at like even a 53-minute, let alone a 50-minute like HYROX race to be like so much faster, which it is, of course. But what I'm getting at here is like now knowing that he like has done a 50-minute, 50-second, and then a 49:26 HYROX race before, as much as yes, we do know they're doubles, so they are different. It's just great to know confidently that we can run that. And that's what I take out of doing doubles races. It's knowing that you have the ability to run that fast. Um, um, training doesn't change though. Like the training and the programming and the theory behind it and the thought processes behind it don't change. But the confidence knowing, hey, like we did 2 races on the weekend that was pretty much averaging a 50-minute HYROX. Just gives us more confidence moving forward to be able to go, no, we've got the ability to really push that pace.
Good. I think that's important because you need to know what that feels like. If you're trying to run, the world record's 53:15. If you're trying to run a 53 flat, 52:59, right? And you don't know what it takes to actually get there, a race like a doubles can actually teach you, like, oh, this is what I have to hold, even when you're
Yeah,
resting in the stations, like you're doing half the stations, right? But like, you'll understand, well, I would have obviously at your peak because you're running with a partner. So all the running is still you doing the work. Depending on how much of the stations you're taking, you can say, "Oh, we ran 50-50. That means I have 2 minutes and 9 seconds if I'm trying to do a 52:59. I have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to figure out how I can work doing the other work. So like maybe I continue pushing at a lighter speed, like to make up the work that my partner did. So as you say you did 60%, if you did 70% of the work, which I'm not saying you did, but if you did, like all of a sudden you're able to say, okay, how do I get that last 30% to fit into the 250 or the 209 or
yeah,
whatever it is, you know?
that's
And
exactly
it's
right.
just working
Yeah,
like that because you did all the other work, you did all the other movement. And that's what I like about like when pro athletes or elite athletes decide to go race an open, it kind of teaches them like, how can I make my pro race equal to this open race?
yep,
Like, okay, the open race will show you the capability that you have to go like as fast as you can go, right?
yep,
It's just now when you step up to pro, the only thing that changes is a little bit heavier sled, a little bit heavier sled pull. Like the ski's the same, the burpees are the same, the row's the same. You got to go a little bit heavier on the farmer carry and a little bit heavier on the lunge and a little bit heavier on the wall ball, but it's all just a
yep,
little bit heavier. So you're training the speed of the reps in the open race and saying, this is what I'm capable of. We know Alex Ronkovic could run a 50:38 because that's what he did in the open, just with a little bit of strength, like a little bit being able to take the progression of that into his pro race and say, hey, how do I make this extra? And it's usually 20% more weight or 30% more weight. And the lunges is the biggest. It's 50% more weight, right? Because you
yeah,
jump up from 20 kilos to 30. Uh,
yeah, yeah. That's right.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
farmer carry is 33% more weight. But like, how do you get that progression to say, okay, I can move this fast doing an open. How can I move this fast doing a pro?
yeah. Bro,
And
yeah,
so, and we talked about it at the HYROX Coaches Summit at Red Bull over the summer too, or the Red Bull Coaches Summit there. That they were asking, where do you think the world record's going to be? And people were like, men are going to break 50 in the solo, and women are going to break 54 in the and 55 in the solo. And I'm like, the open records aren't there yet, and you've had two of the best athletes in the world run them,
yeah.
right?
Correct.
when that happens, I don't think like the women's is closer. The women's record might go below the open record before the men's does.
Yeah.
Like to get the men down to 50-38 is going to be an astronomical like
Leap.
completion, you know?
Yeah.
So going under 50 is going to be extremely difficult. I think the
Mm.
women getting down to 55 is like pushing that boundary because no woman has done an open course under 55 yet.
Yeah.
And you've
Yeah.
had some of the top women run open courses,
Yeah. What's Lauren's world record?
55-38,
38, 55, 38. Yeah.
36, 38 or 36, 55-30
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. As I said, like now that I've done an open, like, that was my first open race. An open race still hurts as much. Like an open race is pretty similar. Like as you said, yes, the weights are different, but it's still three, two, one, go. You have to complete this first to the finish line. It's a lot similar than what we or yeah, it's a lot similar than what we actually think.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, as you said, it's great to know that we can run that, um, even at an open level as well.
Yeah. And I just think it's interesting that like we'll give an example. The best stations in the race plus the best running in the race. Do you know what the men's record? If you took, we'll just call it Hunter because we used them I think last time. Hunter's best stations was 22-22, I think.
Right.
And then and that's within the race. So you're not going to get somebody to do better stations than 22-22. The best
Yeah.
running we've seen in the elite race, Luke Greer, 29 something like total, right? 29
Yeah.
low. That together is not less than 51.
No,
So the
correct.
idea that the record could go below 50, like you need Luke's running with Hunter's stations, they wouldn't even do it together. So
No.
now you got to look at like, okay, well, maybe the record could get below 52.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. 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 For sure. Yeah.
Um, but not, I mean, it's going to take a specimen in the next 3 years for to see that.
Well, yeah. Like gonna take a it's gonna take a specimen to break that 53 still, right? Like
Oh
you
yeah.
know, um,
We
and
talked about this before too, is like, and because we talked about this on the men's side, I said this, and this is happening on the women's side too. Um, I think it was 2 years ago. I got asked like, do I think Hunter's going to win worlds? Or like, I said, I think Hunter was still ahead of the field, but he was like the increases that he needs to get. It takes a lot more energy and a lot more time for him to get a couple seconds than it does the people behind him catching up
yeah,
in that same
yeah,
time. Like they're going to get slower, but they're going to get closer and closer and closer just because it's harder. The last 20%, the last 10, the last five is way harder and takes longer than that first initial. And that's why, like, the women you saw, Lauren was, under 60 and like really like, getting further and further. But now this year, we've had what, four women this year add themselves to the sub 60 club,
yeah,
like double the
exactly.
amount than from the years before, just in one
Yeah,
season.
and that's why.
Just interesting.
And on top of that, we've seen four, five, maybe men go under the 55 mark that we
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen before.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
And I think we talked about at the beginning of the season, like, is the men's line 54-30 and the women's 60? And then it was like, well, look at all these people breaking it. Is the women's line now 57, 58, 59? Like, and the women and the men's line is like 54 now. Like you're getting so many men to go under 54. I think,
yeah,
is it, have you gone under 54 twice? You've gone under 54 twice now. Yeah.
twice. Yeah,
So you, Dylan, and you,
rock.
Dylan, and Alex might be the only ones that have multiple races under 54.
What
I
about
think Hunter
Hunter?
only has one. I think he only has one.
Yeah, so Hunter, um, Has Tim gone under 54?
Tim's gone under 54 once, and that was at Worlds, and it gave him a world
That's right.
title.
That's right. That's right. Well deserved.
Yes.
But um, and then on top of that, we've got uh, Sean Noble and Rich Ryan now to go under that 54 once. Is
Okay,
that correct?
so Alex has under 54 twice, and it's 53-15 and 53-16. Those are those only two under 54. Um, Hunter went 53-22, which was the old world record. He's also gone 53-58, so he has gone twice.
Right. Yeah.
Um, you've gone twice. You went 53-23 and 53-39.
Yeah.
You also have that like 54-03, like you're the first person over 54. So you've
Yeah.
gone twice. And Dylan has gone three times. So Dylan's gone 53-37, 53-38, and 53-39, and
Oh, wow.
53-27. No, that was wrong. He's 53-27, 37, and 38.
Yeah.
Um, and then the only other people under, so there's four people that have gone twice under, and then the only other people under are Rich Ryan and Sean Noble are both at 53-57.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tim are at 53-53. So yeah,
Yeah. It's
54
crazy.
looks to be that line for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So interesting. All right. Thank you for your recap of Taipei. Let's go on to DC coming up this weekend. Pretty exciting. So before we get into like the actual list, I'm going to tell you guys the hybrid engine house. We are doing a hybrid engine house there. It's going to be at the Urban Athletic Club gym that is right behind the convention center. So
Yeah.
you just it's attached. So if you don't know, guys, you can go on the hybrid engine Instagram or on Lauren's Instagram, and you'll see it. We'll also be posting it like to our stories consistently, so you guys can go see. As far as what we're doing there, if anybody wants to drop in, it's open to anybody to come in from 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, and from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. on Sunday. Um, you guys will be able to go in. We're gonna have a smoothie bar brought to us by TheFeed. So they're gonna be putting on like a smoothie bar. The whole thing is presented by Rad, so it's powered by Rad. So I believe there's gonna be an opportunity to get shoes. There's gonna
Nice.
be a center training kit there that we can warm up and practice and do things on. There's going to be uh, possibly something with a maze fit as well. So Lauren's her main sponsors like Rad, TheFeed, and Center though are really helping us out with this. And on Saturday at 11 a.m., I'm going to do a race day strategy seminar with anybody that wants to go, as well as like how to warm up, prepare for your race. So prepare to move in that one. And then right after that, there's going to be coffee and pastries. And then on Saturday as well in the afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., I'm going to do a similar training seminar with race day strategy and day before your race type of stuff. So, and
Nice.
there'll be pizza and drinks to follow that one. So
Awesome.
anybody that wants to show up, we don't have a cap on the number of people that want to show up yet, or how to register them. We're gonna have t-shirts and stuff. We're gonna have. I don't know how many people to expect though, but if it gets massive, I'm gonna have to like quickly pivot and change some of the things I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exciting. I'm jealous. Wish I
Uh,
was over there.
yeah, I do too. Also on Sunday, the doors open at 10:30. Lauren's gonna do a shakeout run. I'll be there too, but the most important person, Lauren, she'll be there at 11 a.m. on Sunday, and there'll be coffee and pastries to follow that one as well. And then Rad is gonna be putting on a workout in the afternoon at 3 p.m.
Nice.
So if you're able to join any of those things, guys, we want to come just hang out, get some free goodies. Uh, it'd be great if you guys just stop by, say hi.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
have, if anybody wants them, I have tattoos. I have stickers, I have patches, we are gonna have t-shirts. So just so you guys know, should be good. Anyway, DC is gonna be lots of
hybrid engine,
fun. What's that?
the hybrid engine coming in strong.
Yeah, the hybrid engine house.
Yeah.
All right, so that's on this weekend, Washington, DC. Oh, before we get to that, I got something cool because we were just talking about the feed. I'll ask you what you get on it, but we did a good job with our uh 40% off thing. So they're like, hey, we're going to extend it through the end of the year. So, guys, the 40% off for first time users is now extended through the end of the year. It's their biggest sell. It's bigger than their Black Friday sale. So, if you're a first time user, if your spouse hasn't signed up and you want to get them something from the feed, use their email address. Go to thefeed.com/THE and you'll be able to get 40% off your first order. I'll put the link in the show
Yep.
notes.
Yep.
Uh, the race. Let's talk about the actual race. So, JK, do you know anything that's going on in the
Well,
Americas
I'm just
regional?
yeah, yeah. I'm actually just getting up the DC list, the start list. Sorry, man, it like I remember looking at it a few days ago. It's going to be both races are going to be absolutely stacked.
It's going to be
So for
competitive.
yeah, yeah, and for the listeners, obviously there's one spot uh, to um, to qualify for the Elite 15 on both male and female um, doubles as well. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. I can't find it. Sorry. HYROX World. I
So,
think post.
while you look for it, I'm going to talk about the times it's at. So, guys, it takes place at 7:30 p.m. local time. It's on the
Yep.
East Coast, which is Eastern Standard Time. So, it's 3 hour time change for me. So, what that means is that anybody on the East Coast, the women's race on both nights starts at Saturday at 7:30 p.m., which in the UK, I believe is 12:30 a.m. for the women's race and 2 a.m. for the men's race. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
in Central European time, I believe that's 1:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. So tough watch. Maybe wake up in the morning and watch it. For JK over in Eastern Australia, that time is 10:30 in the morning on Sunday is the women's race, and
Yep.
noon on Sunday is the men's race. And then same thing for you guys would be the doubles race, but for you would be on Monday. So
Yep.
same times on Sunday and Monday for anybody in Australia.
Yep. That's right. That's right. So, yeah, yeah, it's going to be great. Both fields actually just going into it, Anthony. Both fields, the men's singles and the women's singles, both have
Yeah,
two athletes that have already qualified, which are on the men's side Dylan Scott and Rich Ryan, and then on the women's side, obviously Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafudo. So apart from those athletes, the race is on.
yeah,
So it's it's yeah, it's going to be great. I'm just having a look at the actual lineup. Like you've got Cole Learn, Jack Driscoll, Ryan Douglas, Dawson Miller, Gabe Heck, Colin Stiefer, Ryan Kent, Grayson Kilgore, Frederick Dubay. Apologies, Frederick. Stephen Pelkafor, Josh Ward, Isaac Sanderson, and Ryan Callahan. Yeah, that's going to be a great race. Like Cole Learn is obviously probably the favorite to take that out, but there's some boys just closely behind him there. I wouldn't be surprised if Gabe Heck obviously lives in Hong Kong, American. I wouldn't be surprised if he does something a little bit special.
yeah. I I would say the same. Rich and Dylan, everybody else in this race can forget about them. They probably only need to race each other. They're getting a good extra work, basically, a practice race out of this. But all these other guys, these 13 other guys, can forget about those two because their eyes need to just be focused on whether it's winning or whatever it is, being the first person not named Dylan Scott or Rich Ryan across the line because that
Right.
qualifying spot is the number one goal.
That's right.
And so yeah, I mean, you're looking at like Cole, obviously, he's been in the elite races so far this year. He's taken like, I think, seventh at the majors. I think he's done two of them. So he's he's there. He's got to be like the favorite to get the qualifying spot. And he'll have another
Mm,
opportunity though as well in Warsaw to get it. So um,
right.
in terms of goal. People lurking though, I think nobody should look past Jack and Grayson for
Mm,
sure. Those they just had a good battle in Vegas, and Jack got the better of Grayson, but Grayson also did was down by a minute 20 after the sled push. He had over a 3.5 minute sled push. It was like 340 something on his sled
wow.
push. He was down by a minute 20 to Jack, caught back up to him at the lunges, and then Jack ended up passing him and finishing a little bit stronger. They finished like
Oh,
20, 30
wow.
seconds apart. So Grayson, uh, in the race, I think he's got a shot too. There's
Yeah.
other people with like really good times. Like Ryan Callahan did really good in Phoenix. He's the 15th seed here, and he had a
Yeah.
great time in
Wow.
Phoenix. He beat some of these guys on the list, and he was fourth in the race to Dylan and Hunter and I believe Alan Plow, or Alan Cow. So like they are close, and I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
pretty tight bunch of guys.
Yeah. I
It's
think
going to be
so.
interesting watching it on a course that is not a grid course setup. Uh,
Mm,
so you're going to get the burpee lanes. We saw it, like you see the map. It's just down and back, and it's just how find your space because you need to make moves in different places, and burpees could be one of those places. So um, I think experience is going to play into this race a lot.
I think so too, actually. Yeah. I think so too. And then obviously on the women's side, we've obviously got Lauren and Vivian who have already qualified. But then going down the list, we've got Morgan Schultz, Catherine Fursbender, Caroline Watkins, Audrey Skiba, Tara Jackson, Amy Belawakwa, Alandra Greenlee, Lauren Hewson, Leanne Gerard, Lauren Griffith, Chris Roglowski, Rachel Legacy, and Lindsay Pezzagato. Apologies if I didn't pronounce those last names correctly, but Anthony, what's your thoughts on the women's side?
Uh, the women, I think, need to approach it like the man. The smartest way to do it is let Lauren and Vivian run their own race, and just look at the qualifying times. Like the difference between Lauren and Vivian's qualifying time and the rest of the field is like a 4 minute gap.
Yep.
Like stay focused on getting the qualifying spot. Um,
Yep.
or else like people are going to get strung out. I'm really excited. I have 5 women in this race
No.
that are on it, and one of them is 28 weeks pregnant. So she's going to go out there. She got her invite. That's Rachel Legacy. So she's 28
No.
weeks pregnant and got to go out, and she'll get to compete um, with
Awesome.
that. So that's always exciting. I remember like watching Lauren in Vegas while she was 31, 32 weeks pregnant, and um, it was a real treat, and it's an experience she'll always remember. And so I'm excited for Rachel. It's a treat, and it's special, and getting to be able to do it is really cool. Um,
Yep.
looking at the rest of the field, the other women that I think are going to do really well that are on our team, my team, Tara Jackson and Audrey Skiver. I think
Yep.
they have a great potential here to take one of those top spots. The again, like just like the men's race, I think there is like a favorite or two, and then like other people are going to have to earn their spots. And I think that's Morgan Schultz and or Kat Fausbender. Like they're going to be competing for it, but there's a lot of other women in this race. Like it depends on how the race plays out. I think depends on who wins here. I don't think it's a given for anybody. I think that the people that run the smartest races are going to be the ones to get there. And so I think Tara, I've been talking to her. I think she's locked in. She should have a good race. She'll go out and perform really well, I think, and I think she has a strong spot to be able to try to take that. But
Mm.
one thing that like if anybody goes a little bit too hot and just has to take a little break, Amy Belavacqua is going to gobble them up.
Yeah, I
She's going
agree
to
with
be
that.
there and just like she's not going to come out too hot. She knows her paces. She runs this race very smart. Like
Yeah,
Amy is there to take people one by one, and she
yeah,
will. I know that like if anybody follows her and stuff, like she's had not the greatest ability to train, but she's an awesome story, and I would be thrilled if she like gets in. I'd be so happy for her.
yeah,
Selfishly, right?
yeah,
Like I want my ladies to do well. Um, like I hope Audrey and Tara have fantastic races. If either of them get the spot, I'm going to be rooting for them. Um, I think outside of that, if they don't, I kind of hope it's Amy, but
yeah,
she's there's more to it. Like, and I think it's going to be a super good race. And I think people just need to remember, like, if somebody is going out hot, don't don't try to like take it with them. You know, you can use them to like help pace yourself and understand where you should be. But if you are over revving, it's just going to bite you later on if you don't know where your lines are.
wait,
So you should know
yeah,
through your training where your red line's at.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And also just on Amy, she's been there, done that. She's been in a lot of majors and world champs and stuff. So I think that, as you said before about the men, that experience is going to play a major role, I believe, in the outcome. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up doing really really well.
yeah, I'd like to see it. I don't know what to expect. I've seen the course map. It it looks normal, like for the elite races. Basically, everything's in order except for the ski erg is further down. And for the five, like the last five runs, or the first run and the last five, so six of the eight runs coming out of the stations, you have to do a full 180 to get back on the course. So it's a little bit tight. The first
Right.
run is long. Um, and DC has not historically been a fast course. Like it's actually been kind of a slow course. It is where Lauren set the open world record, but she went right from Glasgow like a week or two later and did the open world record in DC last year.
Mm.
Um, and it was less than a minute difference between an open race and a pro race. So and then the year before that, I think she won with like a 101.20, which was like that's not, very fast for what they were running then.
Yeah.
It's fast, it's just not what at the time. So I would like to see just like I'm curious what they're gonna do. I think it's gonna be a good place to race though.
Yeah.
I hope it's filled with people and everybody's excited about it.
Yeah. 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 And it's a normal broadcast, isn't it, Anthony? It's live streamed YouTube, as all the majors.
Yeah, it is gonna be live stream YouTube. I got a message that they're gonna come talk to me 15 minutes before the women's race, so you might see me on it.
Nice. No, no, nice. All
So,
good.
but that being said, I'm always rooting for my wife and our athletes. So my hope would be that like Lauren and Vivian, Tara, Audrey, and Rachel are top five. Boom.
There you go. Yep. Yep, I agree.
So, awesome, awesome race. I think it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else about DC? Do you want to go over the doubles too?
Up to you. We could quickly go over the doubles. Yeah.
We'll just say a couple of the doubles. Obviously, um, Lauren and Vivian are racing together in the doubles. Catherine and Morgan are also racing together after doing solos on day one. But both those teams are already qualified for Worlds. So you have a few other teams in there that are really looking forward to grabbing their spots, like Chris Wagloski and Alondra Greenlee, um, Maria Fetchik and Tara Jackson, and where'd it go? Megan McNabb and Allie Summers. I believe I have two or three women's teams as well and two or three men's teams. So we'll see if on the men's side as well, if anybody does drop out, which, you know, you never hope somebody drops out for injury or anything. But if anybody does, the first alternate is Austin Azar, and I've been coaching Austin. So I'd
Nice.
like to see him get in, and he's going to race doubles as well in DC on the second day.
Cool. Yeah.
On the men's side, the Elite 15 doubles, there's nobody qualified. So it's win the race there.
And
Like you got to take the win.
mm, that's
So
cool.
pretty interesting there. I mean, everybody's going to assume probably that it's Dylan and Steven who are the favorites, but there's some other really strong teams and you can't count anybody out. Like Jack Driscoll and Ryan Douglas.
Yep.
As well as a few. And Isaac and Austin. So there's going to be some strong teams there. I think Marcus and Dawson too. Like there's those top four teams are good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. I know you don't have a ton of time left, so I don't think we're going to get completely to the VO2 max topic. I just want to give a little bit of update, and these next two things come in. So, like I told you about my neck, I had a question come in about it. So I believe I pinched a nerve in my neck. I couldn't figure out why. I think I may have herniated a disc in my cervical spine, my C spine here, and it's pinching or touching a nerve, and it sends constant dull pain down my right arm up to my elbow. Doesn't really go past it. People talked about forearms and hands. I don't feel it in my hands. Sometimes I feel it in my forearm. Um, but it goes through. So there's like a radial nerve and ulnar nerve and a medial nerve. I think those are the three that are in the arm. And I've been doing like some nerve flossing on them and stuff. I wake up with my neck really stiff every morning. And so I went and got an MRI 2 days ago. So we'll see. But I'll keep you guys
Yeah.
updated on that. Yeah. So, okay. I got an MRI done. And they're like, okay, we'll send the results to your doctor. And I was like, oh, do I get to see them too? And they're like, yeah, we'll print them off on a CD for you. And they gave me a CD of them, and I'm like, my computer doesn't have a CD port. Like,
True.
I don't know, I don't
Yeah.
have a DVD player. Like, how am I supposed to view this?
That's fair. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know how to convert it to like I gotta find somehow to convert it to a thumb drive or something. Um, But I was
True.
gonna try to look at it beforehand, but I don't. So I got another doctor's. I've gone to two doctors so far. I got another doctor appointment on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Hopefully, I'll
Yep.
learn some more information, but I'll keep you guys updated because I did have somebody talk to me and we're like, "Yeah, let me know what you ended up doing." It's really hurt. It hurts. It's stiff. It sends sharp shooting pain down my arm. It feels like nerve pain that I've had before. Um, so we'll see. And with that, I tell you what, CrossFit Open 26.1 was very difficult when you can't look up at the target.
Yeah. Well, I was about to ask you that. Like, so you've still been able to move, right, and do a few workouts here and there.
Yeah,
Um, and you did 26.1.
I did do 26.1. Probably not the best decision, but I took it at not what I would assume is a hard pace for me. I wasn't like wrecked afterwards. Like I felt okay. I think without the neck injury, maybe I get 20 or 30 more reps. Um,
Yeah.
just because I don't have to break on the wall balls. I had to break on the wall balls early and often.
Really.
Like just because I was blind throwing the ball a lot of the time. Like I would keep my head as neutral as possible. And when I would go up, I would just kind of like look with my eyes only. And like when I'd reach, my right arm would get like a stinging
Uh,
sensation as I went up. So every wall ball hurt. Uh, I think I ended up doing 250 total reps like that. So what is that? 22 reps into the 40s on the way back down.
yeah.
Uh, I think I could have got about 30 more reps. And I did like the math. If I just would have like two or three less breaks without the pain. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, just unfortunate, I guess. But it's not the first open I've been injured for. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me how you did.
Yeah, well, I did it. I did it yesterday. My time. I decided to do it against Jess Petro, so my athlete Jess, and Ted Petro. I also did it against Matt Slee and Jay Clark from the gym, and it was great. It was a great little workout to do it against people. But it was one of these workouts for me. Like I thought the first probably 3 minutes was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna finish until the round of 66 wall balls. I ended up with a total of 304 or 305 reps. So I was like 18 reps into the round of 30 wall balls on the way down. Um, so I had 22 wall ball, no, sorry, 12 wall balls, 18 box jumps, 20 wall balls to go. So when the time was up, so yeah, it was a once again a great first workout for the Open. Kudos to, well, we'll talk about how Lauren went, but Jess Petro ended up finishing with 12 seconds to go. She did an 11:48. And I'll be honest, like when Jess and I go head to head against each other, I hate losing to her. So, but I also I also loved how she was able to finish with the time cap. So it was fantastic. And just to let you know, and obviously Lauren finished well and truly under the time cap. Jess had to do it unbroken. She definitely did it unbroken. And her cycle rate was obviously very, very fast. So no, it was fantastic. Um, I I briefly mentioned to you, Anthony. I had a big stack on the box step over. I think it was the first round of box step overs. Um, I obviously just didn't lift my foot up enough, and I just went head over heels. And I'm pretty sure Toby, my videographer, got it on camera, so you might see it. You might see that on my YouTube channel next week.
I
Um,
just gotta ask then, did anything touch the top of the box besides your feet when you went over? Did your knee or anything touch the top of the box?
I don't know why.
Because then it's a no rep. If nothing else besides your feet
Well,
touch the top of the box, then it's a good rep.
well, I'm pretty sure it was one of those things. And if you've fallen off a box, like doing a box jump or something like that, you probably like understand that like in the moment you're like, what the hell just happened? But I'm pretty sure what I did, Anthony, was just go back and do that rep again. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
We'll have to see the footage. We'll have to see the footage.
Man, you could
But
have finished the 30s if that hadn't happened.
no, man, I know. Um, But anyway, how did obviously you watched and judged Lauren? I'm assuming like how did she do?
Yeah. I'm a pretty strict judge too, so I'm proud of her. She did awesome. So when we did this, we have our gym outside, and in our garage, we have this back door to our garage. So she did it on Friday after it was released, and we just did it out back, or she just did it out back. I did not. Um, but it just took a while to get set up and prepare, like just natural flow throughout the day. And she ended up doing it in like direct sunlight, just like
Yeah.
outside, direct sunlight. It was like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, so just like hot. And she ended up being like 2 reps short of finishing.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and was like, this is not indicative of where I'm at. So like it's the first time in years that she's repeated an open workout, but she
Wow.
knew she could do good on this. So we decided, okay, she did the whole thing, but we're gonna do it again on Sunday. And that's when I was gonna do it. So like then we're gonna
And
go to the gym and do it on Sunday.
that was Friday, and then
That was
uh,
Friday.
yeah,
So she went from doing it like direct sunlight because the box had to be like 10 feet away from your target. So when the box is 10 feet away from the target, it's all the way back. And it was like on the turf where we work out at home. And she had to go over the box there. We're like, okay, well, I get excited when she's like, I can do better. I'm going to do this again. I was like, oh, really? Like, because the open is not our like, it's not our main focus. And she still did really well, finishing just 2 reps short.
yeah,
Only 106 women finished this workout. So I just want to say,
wow,
like, on the worldwide leaderboard, 106 women finished. And Lauren finished, Lucy Proctor finished, Sarah Holden came really close to finishing. Like, these are girls that I coach. So, like, I'm so impressed by how they did. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and I think it's fantastic that they, it's a good workout. It's indicative of like fitness and ability to push, and all that kind of stuff. So, just want to shout them out. So anyway, so we go to the gym on Sunday and Lauren is going to do this workout again. We had no idea what to expect. Didn't know what I was going to do, but I was like, she's good at this. I think she's going to crush it. We get there and I'd go first and then I start judging her. And it was just like, she was flying, dude. Like unbroken, like just moving fast. Really awesome cadences. Took the ball over the thing. And I looked at halfway and I looked at her splits afterwards. She beat herself from Friday on every single piece, like wall ball, box jump, wall ball, box jump, wall ball, step overs, wall ball, step overs. Well, every single piece was like 5 seconds faster, 8 seconds faster than the one she had just done, right?
yeah,
And it was just so impressive to see her move and how fast
yeah,
she was moving, and it was unbroken. Um, we went in and I got the video. We filmed it. Lily got to sit there and watch. She sat in her unicorn chair and watched. Um, she was at halfway, and she was at halfway at like 5. She was way ahead, like way ahead. I thought she was gonna break 11. I was like, holy crap.
really,
Uh, and she's going. And then like towards the end, you could see like she looks up at the clock and then keeps going. She got done and was disappointed because she thought she got the exact same time from Friday because she
right,
looked at the clock and it said 11 or it was like 10 something when she was on her last set of box jump overs and kept doing the wall balls. So she thought she got the exact same time. She was a minute ahead of where she was from Friday. And
wow,
she thought 11 was 12 or something, when you're race brain deep in there. Um,
yeah,
and so she ended up getting it. Ended up at 11:10, which when we put it on the leaderboard was second, and at the end of the open turned out to be eighth place.
nice.
Eighth place in the
That's
world.
yeah, that's
Um,
so yeah, yeah, yeah. She
yeah,
crushed it.
and she did so well. And honestly, like if I was surprised she wasn't like she didn't collapse on the ground afterwards. She wasn't like exhausted. 500 wall balls over the weekend. Like the weekend
Yeah,
before the Washington DC race, we got another open workout coming out tomorrow. I was so impressed, and I think if she did it again, I think she'd be under 11. So
Yeah.
like
Oh,
she just continues to impress me, and it's that
she,
time of year where it's like, hey, we're getting pretty specific, and wall balls is a specific workout, and we do a lot of box jumps too. So like for
yeah.
this to come out right now, it was a great workout, but it's also the highest she's ever finished in an open workout. Um,
Yeah.
she's done a lot of opens before, if anybody's curious. She's finished in the top 100. I put 103 because she had one workout where she finished 103 in the open, which just for anybody's reference, finishing in the top 100 worldwide in the CrossFit Open is
That's great.
extremely hard in
Yeah.
any single workout. Lauren's done it 7 times, and this is the best one. But she's taken 61st and 16.5, 103rd and 17.5, 80th and 21.1, 31st and 23.2A, 61st and 24.1, 69th and 25.1, and then 8th and 26.1.
Wow.
So
Wow.
second time on the front page of a workout too.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome, man.
I
Uh,
know you got to get going soon, but before you leave, tell me, do you have any predictions for what 26.2 might be?
I was about to ask you the same thing. I think. Oh, I'm going to steal your prediction. What you told me yesterday. I think it's going to be. I think there's going to be a row involved. There's going to be some sort of gymnastic movement, whether it is pull-ups or toes to bar, and then I'll say a I'll say a dumbbell, like a dumbbell snatch.
I can see a dumbbell snatch. I am going to say uh, what I think. I think the next two workouts, I think one of them is going to be a rower, a deadlift, and a toes to bar with a
Deadlift and
long
toe.
time frame. I could see rower, deadlift, toe to bar, long time frame. We're talking like 20 minutes. Uh, I could also see something like uh, dumbbell snatches, ring muscle ups, and double unders.
Ooh,
Maybe chipper format with like some another barbell movement in there, like power cleans, like alternating or something. Um, but or like two different couplets split with two double back-to-back short time domains and pull-ups. I could
gotcha.
see that. So like I think one of the workouts, whether it's this week or week 3, is going to be rower, deadlift, toe to bar. The other workout's going to have some combination of movements of like dumbbell snatch, um, or power cleans, ring muscle ups or dips. Um, and double unders and pull ups in like chipper format or something like that. So we'll see. Like I said, though, I did tell you this week. I think it's rower, deadlift, and toe to bar. Long time domain.
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah, row, deadlift, toe to bar, or a or those double unders. I'd actually love one with the double unders
Yeah,
in it. And
I
just for
don't think.
reference, your unless it's like a lot of, let's just say, muscle ups, I'm planning to do it on Saturday morning for the listeners because you've programmed it for me.
Yeah, you are planning on doing. And then depending on what it is, I might do it tomorrow when it's announced, or
Yeah,
on Monday in Washington D.C.
yeah, yeah.
So. All right. Sorry, guys, we did not make it to the VO2 max discussion, but that is going to be a topic. So if you guys have questions about VO2 max, velocity of VO2 max, how we think of it or anything, send them in before next week. We'll be recording either on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So if you send them in before then, you might hear it on the show.
Yep. Let's definitely do a full episode involving VO2 Max.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the Hybrid Coaching Podcast. If you'd like to reach us out to us about coaching or programming, you can find us on Fitter, either James Kelly Hybrid Coaching or the Hybrid Engine. You can also find us on Instagram at jk.jameskelly or at the Hybrid Engine. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can also message us on either of those platforms or send us an email at thehybridcoachingpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's hybridcoachingpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.